lot of fun. We often talk about Phoenix being a new city. We sometimes forget there's a pretty good history around here. And Terry and I stopped by Monti's La Casa Vieja. Okay, let me do that again. Monti's La Casa...
Take two.
Monti's La Casa Vieja, which means the old house. It's a little easier for me. And it's one of those places where not only can you get a great steak, but you get a piece of that valley history as well.
This is where Tempe got its start. This is where it all started. It was founded by Charles Trumbull Hayden, and this was his home. In 1866, Hayden came through here. He was operating a mule freight business out of Tucson. And he had to camp here overnight because the river, which had water in it back then, was running fairly high. And he noticed that this place had potential for operating a water-driven flour mill.
How long has it been a restaurant? When did the restaurant open?
As I say, around the 1920s. In the late 1890s, the Haydens relocated their residence, and that's when the Hayden daughters began operating a restaurant business out of this place. And that's why they called it the Casa Vieja, which in Spanish means the old house, because it was their old house. And it's just continued that way. My dad bought the building in '54, but there was a tenant in here, and he opened here in 1956 in April. So we're getting ready to celebrate our 40th year as Monti's here. So when my dad was contemplating adding on a new kitchen and dining room, they cut through here in order to get into the new area. And this is a place where they left the original adobe walls revealed so that people could see what the structure of this building was like. And
So how old is this wall?
1871 room. And this again is part of the original residence dating from 1871. But in my opinion, the most significant architectural feature of this restaurant is this ceiling right here. If you look up, again, in the days that this was built, Home Depot was not an option, so you had to use the materials that were available. So they got logs from Prescott, they got willow branches, and if you can see between the willow branches, there are palm fronds. Now, would anyone care to guess what's up there above the palm fronds?
Dirt.
Dirt, a good guess. A foot of it. I believe this is the only remaining Sonoran-style row house building in Maricopa County. And we did some renovations to it last year in order to make sure it's around for another 125 years.
It's interesting. Not only is Monti's La Casa Vieja a great historical point, but they have food so good, they serve 500,000 steaks a year in that restaurant. They are the largest server, independent, one-location restaurant in the valley. 500,000 steaks.
Huh. And you were hoping to make it 500,002 until we pulled you and Terry away from there yesterday.
We were sitting there, Terry and I had our drinks, we were ordering, and whammo, the phone rings, and here comes Rochelle.
Time to go to Cookies from Home. Anyway, it looks like fun. All right.
It's a neat place.
It is, and we'll share our visit to City Hall, where we ambushed the mayor, and all kinds of neat stuff coming up later on.
Wait till you see where we found him.
In the least likely of places. Well, not the least likely.
Secondly.
The least likely would be like the ladies' room or something, but we found him in the elevator. Anyway, he's a fun guy, too, and he put up with a lot.